Hey mathematics learners, welcome to Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. On today's video tutorial, we are going to be going through the grade 12 mathematics literacy paper 1, and this paper was written in June 2021, right? We are going to be focusing on question 1 in this video tutorial, but if you would love to go through the whole question paper with me, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. I'll be explaining each and every detail to you guys, so please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Okay guys, so let us get started. Question 1. Hobby X offers workshops where they teach art skills. The information below shows the different workshops offered by Hobby X. All prices shown exclude 15% VAT. The first 10 participants in each of the workshops receive 7.5% discount, right? So let's just go through what this information is telling us, right? So it tells us that all the prices, right, shown at these workshops do not include the VAT. So it has excluded 15% VAT, right? And we're also told that the first 10 participants that go to each of these workshops receive a 7.5% discount, right? So that is the information that we are given, okay, to help us answer our questions. So let us get started with the question. Okay, use the information above to answer the questions that follow. 1.1.1, the diameter of the cheese board is 300 millimeters, all right? So this cheese board's diameter is 300 millimeters, right? And you need to calculate the radius of the cheese board. So how do we calculate radius, guys? Okay, this is question 1.1.1, and they want us to calculate the radius of the cheese board, right? So radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. So what is the diameter that we have been given here? We are told that the diameter of the cheese board is 300 millimeters, right? So it's 300 millimeters, right? So we're going to take that 300 millimeters and we're going to divide by 2 to get our radius of 150 millimeters. Okay, so the radius of the cheese board is 150 millimeters. 1.1.2, write the cost of the 90-minute workshops in descending order, right? So you need to write the costs of the 90-minute workshops in descending order. So what are the costs for the 90-minute workshops? The costs for the 90-minute workshops, okay, so I'm going to use a highlighter to show you guys. The cost for the 90 minutes is 330. Okay, the other 90-minute workshop that we have here is 110. The other 90-minute workshop that we have here is 220. And the other 90-minute workshop that we have here is, the cost is 275 rands, right? So now the question is asking us to write the cost of the 90-minute workshops in descending order, right? So now what is descending order? Descending order is from biggest cost to smallest, right? So now we need to put all these costs that we have, right, starting with the biggest cost and going down to the smallest costs, right? Okay, and to put them in descending order, like I mentioned, we need to start with the biggest cost and go down to the smallest cost that are in the 90-minute duration. Okay, so let's get started with that. Okay, so we said the first one, so the biggest one here is 330. We're going to write that down. Okay, and then what follows from that one is 275 rand. Okay, and then what follows from that one is 220 rand. And the last one is the 110 Rand. Okay, so we have written all the costs of the 90-minute workshops in descending order. Okay, 1.3, determine the VAT amount charged for the creative journaling workshop, right? So we go to the creative journaling workshop, which is this one, right? And we need to determine the VAT, right? So how do we determine the VAT, right? We're told that all prices shown exclude the 15% VAT. So to calculate VAT, we know that we need to take the price that has been given and you need to multiply it by 15%. Okay. So it's 1.1.3. Okay, so the VAT is equal to 275 Rand multiplied by that 15% VAT that hasn't been included, right? Okay, and you simply take your calculator. So I'm going to say 275 times 15 over 100, or you can just simply say 275 times 15% straight into your calculator, and it will take you to the correct value, right? So press equals. All right. Therefore, the VAT amount charged for the creative journaling workshop is equal to 41 Rand and 25 cents. Okay. 1.1.4, convert 150 minutes to hours, right? So here, guys, we need to know conversions, right? We know that, okay, so I'm just going to do, this is 1.1.4, and we need to convert 150 minutes to hours, right? So we can say 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Right? Do you agree? There are 60 minutes in 1 hour, right? And then we already know that we have to convert the 150 minutes to hours. So I'm going to show you how we can use this to convert the 150 minutes to hours. Okay. So we are converting 150 minutes. So you've got 150 minutes. Okay. So for us to be able to cancel, so we've got 150 minutes over 1. That's the same as saying 150 minutes. Do we agree? Okay. So to cancel out the minutes at the top, what do we need to do? You have to have the minutes at the bottom, right? Okay. And we know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So then we're going to have that 1 hour at the top, right? And then from here, do you see that we can just simply cancel out the minutes? Okay. And you'll be left with 150 multiplied by 1 hour over 60. Okay. Simply punch that into your calculator. Like I mentioned, I'm using this sharp calculator for now. So the fraction button, 150 multiplied by 1 divided by 60. You will have 2.5. So we can just simply say we have 2.5. Sorry about that. 2.5 hours. So the first thing that you guys need to remember here is that you need to remember that obviously you have 1 hour. How many minutes do we have in an hour? We've got 60 minutes in an hour, right? And then from here, you can use this equation to convert the 150 minutes, right? And then you think, I want to cancel out the minutes here. So you put this part, the 60 minutes as the denominator, and you put the 1 hour as your numerator, and you'll be able to just cancel out the minutes because we're trying to get rid of the minutes as our units, right? And convert them to hours, right? So it's going to be 150 multiplied by the 1 hour all over 1 multiplied by 60, which is 2.5 hours. Okay, so we have converted 150 minutes to hours. Let's go to 1.1.5. Calculate, excluding VAT, the total costs for a person attending all the workshops. So if a person were to attend all of these workshops, how much would the cost be if we do not include the VAT? Okay, so we're simply going to add the cost for this, the cost for that, the cost for this, the cost for that, the cost for this, and the cost for that to get the total cost for a person attending all of the workshops. Okay. So total cost is equal to, we are simply going to add all our prices, 330 plus 220 plus 110 plus 165 plus 220 plus 275. 275, right? So you punch that into your calculator and you find that the total cost for a person that will be attending all these workshops will be 1,320. Okay. 1,320. Okay. 1.1.6. Okay. Determine the discount amount offered at the Art for Beginners workshop. Right. So let us determine what the discount amount would be for the Art for Beginners workshop, right? We are told that the first 10 participants in each of the workshop receives 7.5% discount, right? So each person that comes to each of these workshops gets a discount of 7.5%. So now they want us to just determine the discount amount offered for the Art for Beginners workshop, just for one person, obviously, right? So we're going to go to Art for Beginners. We know that Art for Beginners, the price there was 330. Okay, so it's 330. And then you're going to multiply it by the 7.5% discount. So I'm going to say 7.5 over 100 because I'm using the sharp calculator. But you can simply just take 330 multiplied by 7.5% to get the discount that a person will get if they go to the Art for Beginners workshop. Here's my calculator. 330 multiplied by 7.5 all over 100, which is equal to 24. I'm going to just change that. So it's 24 Rand and 75 cents. Okay, 24 Rand and 75 cents. That is the discount that you will get if you go for the Art for Beginners workshop. Okay, so we are done. Let us move on to question 1.2. Question 1.2 tells us that Naomi bakes rusks and sells them in 500-gram packs at 550 per pack at one of the workshops. So Naomi is selling rusks and she sells them at 500. Did I just say 550? Damn, those are expensive rusks. 55 Rand per pack. So she sells these rusks for 55 Rand a pack at one of these workshops. Table one below shows the main ingredients of the rusk. So let us go through the ingredients that she used to make these rusks. There is self-raising flour, which is 125 1,250 grams, a bran flour, which is 5 cups. She uses raisins or dates, 100 grams, and butter, which is 500 grams. So these are all the ingredients that Unayomi uses for her rusks, right? A rusk is a hard, dry biscuit or twice baked bread. So a rusk is that bread that is very, very hard, that you need to, some like dipping it in tea and eating it like that, so that is a rusk. So use the information above to answer the questions that follow. 1.1.2 asks us to convert 1,250 grams to kilograms. Firstly, guys, we need to understand how many grams are there in a kilogram. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how you can convert this to make your lives simpler. Okay, so because that is what distance learning with Lee is all about. Okay, so we've got 1.2.1 and we are asked to convert 1,250 grams to kilograms, right? Okay, there are 1,000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. Okay, so 1,000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram, and we are told that we need to convert that 1,250 grams, right, to kilograms. So like the way we did it with the hours and minutes, what you're going to do is you're going to use this to help us convert that, right? So you're going to multiply by, we want to get rid of these grams, so you're going to divide by the 1,000 grams, okay? And so you're going to cancel that, will also cancel the G, and the G here will also cancel, right? And you're going to be left with 1 kilogram, okay? So from here, what do we see that we're going to do? We are simply going to say 1,250 grams divided by 1,000 grams, right? You see the grams and the grams cancel. Multiplied by 1 kilogram is equal to, take your calculator. We're not going to complicate our lives. 1,250 divided by 1,000 multiplied by 1, okay, is equal to 1. I'm just going to do that there. 1.25 kilograms. Okay, so we have converted the grams to kilograms. 1.25. Next question. Determine the cost price of a 500 gram pack. Okay, if a profit of 330 per pack was made. Okay, so guys, we were told here that Unayomi bakes rusk and she sells them in 500 grams packs, né? So 1.2.2. Okay, so for one pack of 500 gram rusks, right, she sells them for 55 rand. Okay, she sells one pack for 55 rand. Okay, so if they say that she made a profit of 30 rand and 30 cents per pack, right? What was the cost of a 500 gram pack, right? So if this is how much she sells them for, right, and she makes a profit of 30 rand and 30 cents, right, to get the cost price of a 500 gram pack, you are simply going to minus these values, right, so from each other. So you're going to say that 55 rand minus 30 rand and 30 cents to get what the cost price is. Okay, because she's selling them for that and she only makes that profit, so the difference will be the cost price of the one pack of 500 gram rusks. Okay, So it's 55 rand minus 30.30 cents, which is 24.70 cents. 24 rand and 70 cents. So the cost price of a 500 gram pack is 24 rand and 70 cents. Okay, so she's actually making a nice profit there. Okay, which is that she's making a nice profit. Okay, so 1.2.3, write in simplified form the ratio of self-raising flour to butter. So they want the ratio. Okay, so this is 1.2.3. So they want the ratio of self-raising flour to butter. So I'm gonna write it out like that: self-raising flour to butter, right? So that's the ratio that they want. The ratio of self-raising flour to the butter, right? So what was the self-raising flour is 1,250. You write that down, 250. And what is the ratio? What is the flour? Okay, the grams that she used of the butter, sorry, it's 500 grams, right? And they want you to write it in simplified form, right? So how can you write it in simplified form? Okay, so you're going to simply just divide by 500, and you're going to find that it's 1,250 divided by 500 is equal to 2.5, right? Okay, so the ratio of the self-raising flour to the butter is 2.5 to 1. Okay, 1.4, calculate the mass of raisins or dates needed to bake 500 grams to bake a 500 gram pack of rusks, right? We were told that we need the mass, right, of the raisins or the dates needed to bake a 500 gram pack. Remember, the main ingredients to bake 4,000 grams of rusks, right? So this is the main ingredients to bake 4,000 grams of rusks. So how do we get the main ingredients to bake a 500 gram pack of the rusks, right? So what we need to do is we need to take that 4,000 grams, and you need to divide it by 500 grams, okay? And you're gonna get 8, right? And then what are we gonna do with that 8? We are going to divide by this 8. So we're gonna take the mass of the raisins or dates, and you're gonna divide it by this 8 that we obtained to get the mass of the raisins or the dates needed to bake a 500 gram pack of rusks. Okay, so you're gonna take the 100 grams and you're gonna divide it by 8. Take your calculator. So it's gonna be 100 over 8, which is 12.5 grams, right? So that is the mass of raisins or dates needed to bake a 500 gram pack of rusks. And the last question, calculate the number of cups of bran flour needed if Naomi bakes 8,000 grams of the rusks. Remember, these are the ingredients that are given to us to bake 4,000 grams of rusks. So for us to find out how much of these ingredients she'll need to bake 800 grams, what do we need for us to move from 4,000 grams to 8,000 grams? What do we need to do with that 4,000? Okay, we need to multiply that 4,000 by 2, okay, for us to get to 8,000 grams. Okay, so what does that mean that we need to do with the bran flour needed? We also need to take the bran flour needed, which is 5 cups, and you need to also multiply it by 2. The cups of the bran flour, you need to take this 5 cups, right? These 5 cups, and multiplying by 2, which is equal to 10 cups. So she will need 10 cups if she wants to bake 8,000 grams. She'll need 10 cups of bran flour if she wants to bake 8,000 grams of rusks. Okay, let's go on to question 1.3. The table below represents the percentage interest that could be earned on your savings at two different banks. Bank A's interest rate applies for a minimum investment of 100,000 Rand, and the rate changes over time, right? So this is table 2, and these are the interest rates for Bank A. Okay, so if you invest, let's say 10,000 Rand and more for a period of 13 to 18 months, this is the interest rates that you will get on your investment. Okay, and so on and so forth. This is Bank B's annual interest rate. Okay, so if you invest between 50k to 999,999, right? The interest that you will get on your investment is 6.7%, right? So basically, this, I was just going through these tables so that you see what the information is giving us. Okay, so use the above information to answer the questions that follow. Define the term interest in the given context. So interest, right, is the money that you earn on an investment, right? So, okay, let's go to 1.3.2. Write down the minimum number of months that Bank A offers an interest rate of 7.35%. Okay, so we see that for Bank A, okay, for Bank A, so we go to Bank A, okay, and we see that for the 7.35 interest rate, right, we're given like a range of the number of months that right, and they tell us that it's between 25 months to 36 months. But the question is asking us to write down the minimum number of months that Bank A offers an interest rate of 7.35%. So what is the minimum value between 25 and 36? It is 25 months, right? So the minimum value, the minimum number of months that Bank A offers an interest rate of 7.35% is 25 months. 1.3.3. Okay. Name which bank offers the better interest rate for an amount of 145,000 Rand invested for 2 years. So now you need to look at these two banks and see between these two banks, which bank will give you a better interest rate when you invest with them for 24 months or 2 years. So if you invest with Bank A for 2 years, right? If you invest with Bank A for 2 years, right? If you invest more than 100,000 with Bank A for 2 years, right? 2 years is 24 months. Then you get an interest rate of 7.2%. Okay, and then when you look at Bank B, right? If you invest more than 100,000 with them, right? So it doesn't really look at into the amount of years that you invested with them, but it looks at the amount, and then it gives you an interest rate. And then we see that because you'll be investing 145,000, so you look at this range here and you see that you get an interest rate of 6.8. So if you compare this 6.8 with this 7.2, which bank offers the better interest rate? Guys, it's Bank A. Okay, because you are getting more returns for your investment, right? So you're getting 7.2, and here you're only getting 6.8 when you invest 145,000. Okay, so Bank A gives us the better interest rate. Okay, and lastly, calculate the difference between the highest interest rate of Bank A and the lowest interest rate of Bank B, right? So what is the highest interest rate on our Bank A? So the highest interest rate is this. The highest interest rate is this 7.5. And what is the lowest interest rate? The lowest interest rate for Bank B is 6.7. So what is the difference between the highest interest rate of Bank A and the lowest interest rate of Bank B? So you're going to take that 7.5 minus the lowest interest rate, Bank B. Okay. So the highest interest rate is 7.5%, right? Minus the lowest interest rate, which is 6.7%. And you get that amount. 7.5 minus 6.7, get 0.8%. Okay guys, so that is it on today's video tutorial where we went through question 1 of the June 2021 grade 12 mathematics literacy paper. Hope you guys enjoyed the video tutorial, and I hope I made everything simple and easy for you guys to understand. If you would like to go through the rest of the paper with me, please make sure that you are subscribed to Distance Learning with Lee, and please make sure that you suggest the video topics that you'd like for me to do on the channel when it comes to mathematics literacy. And please also make sure that you give this video a huge thumbs up so that it reaches more learners that are struggling with mathematics. And that is it guys, and I'll see you guys on my next upload, Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. Bye guys.